Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV and this is the Southern View, and I come to you from central Delhi. This is where a lot of discussions, hectic discussions, deliberations are taking place amongst political parties in Bihar. Remember, the much awaited Bihar poll dates are out. They've been announced. It's going to be a two-phase election, but seat sharing arrangements are yet to be finalized amongst political parties. Remember that there are 4 political parties on one side and 5 on the other. It's a Mahagathbandhan versus the NDA. It's going to be a decision-making, a verdict election, an election of referendum for the state of Bihar. But where are the seat-sharing discussions leading to? What are they leading to? Who's getting snubbed? And what is happening there? Joining me now is Prabhakar. Prabhakar joins us from Patna. And we also have a piece of breaking news for you. What we understand is that the Congress party that held a very important meeting today has discussed around 25 seats. And it has, these are very important 25 seats. Remember, the party won 17 seats last time. It did contest 19 seats, actually. It contested almost 70 seats. It was seen as the weakest link in that whole Mahagathbandhan alliance. Prabhakar joins us now. Prabhakar, take us through the discussions that took place amongst Congress leaders today. And it is clear that the Congress party wants to amplify the momentum that Rahul Gandhi started with his Vote Adhikar Yatra. What kind of seats were discussed today? Are these the safe seats for the Congress party?
Yeah, exactly. It was a very important meeting, the CWC meeting, which was convened by Rahul Gandhi at Delhi. And Congress, as per our information, as per our sources, getting around 55 seats, plus minus 2, I would say. And they had last time in 2020 elections, they had contested on 70 seats. They had won 19 out of it. But this time they have to concede on the numbers. So it is 55 plus minus 2. That is the number which has been locked with the Congress. But they are now insisting on the quality of the seats, basically the winnability of the seats, which is the main concern of the Congress. And that is where the entire conversation is stuck, because the RJD will have to actually do away with around 20 of their sitting MLAs, which is a huge number for RJD actually to accommodate Congress's wish list as they are demanding. And also the other alliance partners, especially the left parties, they had contested 29 seats last time. They are pressing for 45, which is again a huge jump from what they had got last time. So these are the two factors which RJD will have to settle before the numbers actually is solidified and cemented.
Right. Prabhakar, do stay with us. Remember that Dharmendra Pradhan, the election in charge for the BJP, has also been meeting the NDA allies. Has already met with Chirag Paswan, Jitendra Maji of the HAM, and also several others, including Upendra Kushwaha. So clearly, the attempt seems to be locking these seat-sharing arrangements before the 10th of October and for the campaign to start completely. But of course, there are other questions with regard to who's going to get what. Let me get in Tuhin Sinha of the BJP now. We also have Amitabh Tiwari, who's a political analyst, and we'll have Syed Akram of the RJD in just a bit. Tuhin Sinha, to you first. To any observer, to any journalist, it's very clear that the relations between the JDU and the BJP, at least the projection of it, seems to have really changed, because while you may say that you don't want to play the big brother, it seems to be the BJP that's taking a lot of final decisions now. Symbolically, you might be fighting 1 or 2 seats more than the JDU party, and Nitish Kumar is your face, but clearly it's the BJP taking those decisions there, isn't it?
Well, we always make collaborative decisions. So even last time, as you would recall, despite JDU getting much fewer seats than us, eventually, it was Nitish Kumar ji who became the chief minister. So I think that's a perception. But yes, I mean, in terms of us being a national, a party with a pan-India presence, in terms of us being a more aggressive party, that's a perception which I would not, blame you if you have formed that perception. But I think, we have a very cohesive approach when it comes to taking decisions within the coalition. If you are seeing a little more time in us finalizing the seat sharing, it is only because in the last few weeks, in the last couple of weeks, it has turned out to be a one-sided contest. So everybody knows the result. Everybody knows that we are winning. And on a winning side, you will see greater demands for higher number of
Tuhin
seats.
Sinha, if that is the case, if it is a one-sided election, then why is there so much time being taken? Because you have hardly a month left for campaigning. So clearly there is some standoff which has happened, which is why these deliberations are not reaching a final closure. Do you think that probably there is a sense that the JDU probably wants more seats, or Chirag Paswan wants more seats, is not willing to in some ways agree to the kind of plans that the BJP has laid out? Is there a standoff there, which is something that the party needs to address?
See, there is absolutely no standoff. In the next 2 days, the entire arrangement of the number of seats each party is going to fight will be very clear. Of course, towards the end, the discussions become more intense, because obviously Chirag Paswan also has to answer to his team members. And invariably in a team, there are people who tend to be more demanding than the others. But I think, given the history of the last 11 years, the way we have handled our alliance, and I don't think there is any issue where we have had a difference, including on the Waqf Amendment Act. So even on ideological issues, Chirag Paswan is entirely with the BJP. So I don't think there will be any issue. You should be more worried about the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi needs to realize that the battle for Bihar has to be fought from Chhapra and Champaran, not from Colombia and Chile. So, first of all, they are so confused. I don't know when he's going to come back. And that tells you what the situation on the ground is.
Okay. Let me ask that question to Syed Akram there. Although Tuhin Sinha, last time, considering what happened with Chirag Paswan and the kind of damage that he inflicted on the BJP, also in some ways seems to be a reason why the BJP seems to be taking a lot more time this time. Let me get in Syed Akram here. Last time the Congress party, sir, was a weak link in the whole alliance, and the RJD in some ways, Tejasvi Yadav, was also blamed for giving too many seats to the Congress party. This time it looks like both RJD and Congress party will be fighting on fewer number of seats, fewer than 144 that you fought, fewer than 70 seats that the Congress fought. But clearly the Congress says that it's not fair for one party to have all winnable seats. They want good seats this time. Is that something that will be difficult for you, also considering that you have other allies, the left parties, that did extremely well last time?
I'm audible. Thank you so much. First of all, what is going on in this discussion and in your in public domain and media domain correctly. So our alliance, our partners, our political parties, all leaders, our political workers, totally intact. Our voter constituent are totally intact. There is no disputes within us. The problem is coming from the NDA, and this is very clear that NDA, always the BJP-led government, BJP-led party, BJP-led alliances, they use, they are very frequently, they are habitual for the use and throw. And the scheduled caste leadership is always being ditched by this BJP. Totally. So we are very intact. We don't have any confusion. We have nothing to lose. We are talking very smoothly. Our discussions are going on. But in the scenario of the Mr. Jitan Ram Manji and Chirag Paswan, they are all coming from the Dalit background. And Dalit politics, that basic fundamental understanding of the BJP, they are totally against of this leadership. So they never want their, they never thinks about how to develop the leadership of BJP within scheduled caste. They all leaders coming from the my party. The Mr. Manji was a part of my party, RJD. The Chirag Paswan's father, Adani Ramlas Paswanji, was from our party. So we are talking about the inclusive politics, but exclusion of the politics is coming from the BJP, and we all Biharis, we are the voters, all parties, the all state are looking at it.
Okay, let me get in Amitabh Tiwari here. Amitabh Tiwari, you've written a wonderful piece on the dilemmas of seat sharing, the huddle that's going on. In fact, there's one point that you mentioned, that one dilemma or one challenge that both alliances face is rewarding past performances. So when you look at an HAM which won, out of 7 seats, they won about 4 seats, or in some ways penalizing the Congress party for being the weakest link, or even rewarding somebody like the CPI-ML, how are these challenges being addressed by both alliances?
So it is difficult to address all these challenges, especially because both NDA and Mahagathbandhan have seen addition of allies. NDA has two more allies, LJP and RLM, which were not part of the 2020 Vidhan Sabha election. And Mahagathbandhan has VIP, plus now they have added two more parties, JMM and LJP faction of Pashupati Nath Paras. So how do you decide which seats, or first of all, rather, how many seats which party should contest on? So one is, of course, that you will have to go back to the 2020 Vidhan Sabha result or the latest 2024 Vidhan Sabha result and the seat-wise distribution. In the Lok Sabha analysis, one could argue that these are fought on different issues, so one needs to go back to the Vidhan Sabha elections. If you give it to MLAs, only 125 MLAs of NDA won and 110 of Mahagathbandhan. Still, almost more than half of the seats left for both the parties to give to or to distribute. If you give it to surveys, different parties will come up with different surveys, and none of the surveys or most of the surveys perhaps will not match. So one has to go back to the past results, correct? Because the current strength of a party can only be determined in the election which will take place. No surveys can actually determine which party is strong or not. So that is the complication. Also in NDA, there are two captains now of equal stature, JDU and BJP, which do not want to contest anything less than 100 seats.
Right.
Because if they do so, they feel that the strike rate of the other parties could be lower, which could mar their chances. In Mahagathbandhan, I feel
Right.
if the RJD contests on less than 150 seats, it directly impacts its performance as well, because it is the strongest player in that alliance. So all these things are being taken into account.
Tuhin Sinha, despite the fact that Nitish Kumar remains, pivotal to your alliance, there's no face that the BJP or even the other parties have to match up to that kind of stature. The fact that the BJP has been performing well in the last few elections when it comes to Bihar, what does this mean for the future of BJP in the state? And is the seat sharing this time going to reflect that? Because this also could be the last election for Nitish Kumar.
Well, obviously, in future, there will be a time when BJP will, head the government in Bihar. That is something we have been very clear about. That is a vision for every state. But that could happen 5 years down the line. That could happen 10 years down the line. There is no tearing hurry. Absolutely, these elections are being fought under the leadership of Nitish Kumar ji. And obviously, the JDU will get the number of seats it wants, because it has been a part of our alliance for the last 20 years, barring 2 or 3 years in between and on two different occasions when Nitish Kumar ji had gone to the other side. But I think, it's a matter of 2 days. If we have waited for so long, we can't any which way prolong it beyond these 2 days. And I think, I can assure you that the seat sharing arrangement of NDA is going to be far more smoother than of the other side. Because we have been together for the last 20 years. We are connected on the issue of Vikas. They are connected on the issue of corruption. That is a core difference over here.
Right. Syed Akram, how would you respond to that? Because the BJP spokesperson is saying that this is about stability, continuity, delivery, governance. The RJD does not have too much to show because it's not been in power for a longer time since 2005.
Yes, stand for the dignity of Biharis. We are totally against of displacement. We are totally against of this unemployment system. This is we are against of this looting government, looting concept of the government, which is on the name of, what is going on in Bihar on the name of this liquor ban, Sharabandi, or we can say that illegal liquor mafias are ruled by the government is ruled by the mafia. So we don't have much to say and to tell you about what is going on in Bihar. That one rainy season cannot be like all the Bihari's road, which is made by this double engine government, can't afford the one raining season. The bridge is collapsed, the road is collapsed. Where is the development, so-called development they are talking about? What about this murder and rapes and everything is taking place in Bihar? Where is the law and order situation? Nothing is there. Nothing. The chief minister is mute totally. He is not saying on any issues. That scheduled caste people are not able to get admission in a hospital, in PMCH, in IJIMS. What they are talking about? They want to how to use BR sentiment, how to divide the
You
society.
keep talking about the Dalit vote. Let me get in Tuhin Sinha for just a minute here. Tuhin Sinha, the RJD spokesperson, has been continuously talking about Dalit vote. We have a unique category in Bihar, Mahadalit votes. EBCs have been a strong, and of course Mahadalits have been a strong voter base of Nitish Kumar. But considering that two parties, including Jitanram Majhi's and Paswans are with you, Chirag Paswan's parties are with you. Why is there still an apprehension that the Dalit may or may not vote for the BJP?
This apprehension is being created by the Congress party. They have traditionally been with Nitish Kumarji's leadership for the last 20 years, and they will continue to be with us. On the contrary, on the eve of 2020 elections, if you have covered Bihar extensively, even then you would know that from where Nitish Kumarji's party, JDU, stood on the eve of 2020 elections, it is in a far stronger position. So I don't see any reason why there should be any apprehension of the Dalit vote going to Congress party. On the contrary, mind you, the Congress will be punished by the voters of Bihar for repeatedly heaping insults on the Bihari people. When they got Stalin to campaign, these are not small things. These symbolisms hold a lot of value, have a lot of significance for Biharis. When they got Stalin to campaign around, do Biharis forget that Stalin's minister had openly called Biharis toilet cleaners? This is the way RJD and Congress party have insulted the people of Bihar throughout the campaign. The way they have abused Prime Minister's dead mother. So all of these will be important factors, and Biharis are people who respect, who take a lot of pride in what they stand for. And that pride, for the first time, has emerged in the last 20 years after RJD was voted out of power. They talk about crime, but even now...
Let me get in. These are very important points. Let me get in Amitabh Tiwari here. Amitabh Tiwari, the fact that the PTA narrative did not work for Tejasvi Yadav, it worked for Akhilesh Yadav, which is why the Samajwadi Party did much better in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Would you say that the caste equation, social arithmetic, is far more consolidated, solidified in the state of Bihar vis-a-vis UP? What is it that really is not working for Tejasvi Yadav in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, and what do you think will work for him now, considering that 2020 was also a neck and neck election?
No, see, it's all about representation in Bihar or North Indian politics. When different caste groups are backing a particular party, they seek representation. So with PDA, as you mentioned, Akhilesh Yadav changed the entire gambit of giving more tickets to Yadav Muslim community, and he fielded a lot of EBC candidates, in fact, even SC candidates from some of the general constituency seats in 2022. So that benefited him largely in 2024. What happens here with RJD is that if you see the ticket distribution, I think almost 40% of the ticket distributions went to the Yadav community. Even in 2024 Lok Sabha election, the Mahagathbandhan was not able to replicate the model which Akhilesh Yadav followed. So if the Mahagathbandhan has to win, it needs to move or get more votes from the EBC and or the Dalit community. For that, they will need to give more tickets to EBCs and Dalits, even from some general category seats. In fact, in 2020 Vidhan Sabha election, only 9% of the tickets from Mahagathbandhan went to Hindu EBC candidates, whereas the population is around 26%. And that number was even lower in NDA compared to their population, 17%, but double of MGP. So they will need to give tickets to more caste groups, accommodate more caste groups. Then only they will be able to seek or woo their votes. This Nyay Patra for EBCs is fine, but we have seen that the Congress party is not able to disseminate its information to the booth level. That it's its organizational weakness. However, they will need to give more tickets to EBCs and Dalits, and also probably announce Rajesh Ramji as a deputy CM candidate, because his community, the Ravidas community, is an important vote block in the Dalit community, with even more population than the Paswan community, which is around 6%.
It's very, very, very important and good suggestion. Syed Akram, would the RJD do something like that, announcing Rajesh Ram as the Deputy Chief Minister? Because it looks like the announcements are all coming from the RJD. The Congress seems to be quite wary of making any announcements of any party leader who does not belong to the Congress party.
Why we should go with this kind of flow, which is totally against of the community. You can just make a puppet from on the name of representation, and you will not give anything, any power, which is we can see clearly in your union cabinet during this BJP coalition government. So that is not the issue. To strengthen the community, to make a one person just like a trophy, this is not the way to rebuild their system, their institutions, to empower them. What we are saying, that what that BJP spokesperson said earlier, that we the Biharis and we the people of India, we are not going to forget or we're not going to forgive the BJP, with whom they are alliances. They did massacre in Bihar on the name of caste, on the name of Dalit. That we cannot forget, and the Biharis cannot forget. So what caste coalition is going on, with whom going on, this is what totally right now the situation is there. The Chirag Paswan is singing different song, and this Mr. Manji is singing different song. They want BJP like that voter. BJP always like.
Let me get in. Jitin Ram Manji is singing a different song. Chirag Paswan is singing a different song. The BJP is not in control, is what the RJD spokesperson is saying. How do you respond to that?
I'm shocked by the sense of entitlement of the RJD. Did you hear that, by providing representation, by making somebody a deputy CM, you make a puppet out of him? This is how entitled these people are beyond their community. They don't want to, look beyond their community. And that is what explains, that is what will tell you that the EBCs, EBCs are extremely wary of these people. They will always vote for Nitish Kumar and the BJP, the only parties which have stood for the principle of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. So, that should, and two indicators will give you a very clear picture of which way the elections are heading. Number one, Tejasvi Yadav is seriously contemplating contesting from 2 seats. If he was so confident of Raghopur, why should he look for another seat? That should tell you which way the election is heading. Number two, Rahul Gandhi continues to be in oblivion even after the election is announced. And perhaps, the way things are going for the Congress party, he might arrive only on 15th November. So this is what should tell you what should give you the real picture in which way the election is really headed.
Yeah. Quickly, a response from Syed Akram. The BJP spokesperson is clear that it is a sense of entitlement that the RJD has, and the control over specific communities, including Muslims and Yadavs. That is what really drives the EBC.
What he is doing, he is just doing there what they
happened in 2020 as well. How do you respond?
To manipulate my words. Okay, this is not I mean to say. I am very clear. I was telling about that scheduled caste leader who is with you right now, Mr. Ramdas Athavale to Ramvilas Paswanji's son, Mr. Chirag Paswan, Mr. Manji, what you have given them power there, we know, and the whole nation is looking there, right? The issue is, we don't have any problem. We are not going to project anybody to come with me, right? Everybody is projected the same as in coalition. As in Mahagathbandhan, everybody is equal. Everybody has right to say anything. and everything, and we are discussing smoothly and we are going ahead. But the problem with the BJP alliances that they are always, they want to use as a voter the scheduled caste people, scheduled tribe people, but they never want to emerge within community any leadership. So that is their problem. They known for the use and throw. They are use and throw gang. What they given to Bihar scheduled caste people? Tell me, you can.
Tuhin Sinha, how would you respond to that?
The most
When
landless
asked-
community is in Bihar is Musar community. I am coming from the same
Tuhin
region.
Sinha, respond to that.
I have
What you have given in your
My
20
point
years
is-
of
I have already made my point. The slew of government schemes, whether it is Jan Dhan Yojana, whether it is Ujjwala Yojana, the maximum beneficiaries have been from the EBCs and from the OBCs and from, especially from the EBCs. So repeatedly, for want of time, I can't prolong this discussion with the RJD spokesperson because, there is very limited, the scope of this discussion is very limited. When you keep saying that we have only used them as puppets, that by itself is a very insulting word, which I would not subscribe to. And please, this is not the way you debate on a national channel. This is not the way you debate on a
Respond to
national
that, sir,
channel.
and we
So there
close
is
that.
only
We
so
close the
much-
debate with your response.
Yeah, please. I think it's been a very prolonged discussion. You might as well close.
Sayyid
this one.
Akram,
No.
respond to that quickly. Sayyid Akram, respond to that.
What he is saying that stats-based lie that I won't believe it. Right? 7% household are in Bihar. They are coming from the Musar community. Right? 7%. No upliftment in 20 years. No upliftment. No betterment is coming from the government side or coming from the union government side. Most deficiency of quality education is in Bihar. Most illiteracy is in Bihar. Who is responsible for past 20 years? I am the responsible as the opposition. We got the opportunity
Okay, Sayyid
to
Akram, we get your point. So this election could be a lot about stability. It could also be about change. We'll have to wait and see how this pans out. But from the state of Bihar,